I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV, we engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out Authors Corner. And this is our maiden edition where we bring authors to come and talk about their journey as an author, their life, and to give a snippet of what their book is all about. And tonight is a wonderful, wonderful discussion that I believe is going to impact your life. Do you want to write a book? What are your ambitions and plans? What do you want to achieve in life? How will you like to be remembered for? This is one powerful, these are some of the questions that is going to be answered during tonight's program. And I want to encourage everyone to really be part of this discussion. It is going to be an amazing one. Now, before I go to my main guest, I'm going to talk about some of the sponsors of this program. This program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is for all your business training and consulting firm. Train to Inspire also works with schools and colleges in terms of their personal development. Also, ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at a port, call them and they will sort you out. Then ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They just launched their ZPay mobile money USSD code, and that is *270#. Just dial it on your phone and register for ZPay mobile money. Then also Wheels for Sure, your car leasing for every credit. Wheels for Sure says it doesn't matter your credit. You can drive out of the garage with the car of your choice. During COVID-19, a lot of businesses are struggling. A lot of people are struggling because they don't have car. A lot of people want to avoid public transport, but they don't have the right credit history for them to drive the car of their choice. Just speak to Wheels for Sure. When you call Wheels for Sure, quote T2I 2020, and they are going to sort you out. Now, if you want to contact any of our sponsors, their contact details are running on the screen. Take it and contact them. Also, if you want to sponsor any of our shows, you are more than welcome to do so. Take the number for T2I TV UK or Train to Inspire Consultancy, and we are going to work with you. Now, we want to apologize for anyone because this show was supposed to come on last week, but we had a bit of challenges. But tonight, we are here at long last, and I've got my guest seated. And who is my guest? My guest is a passionate writer. She's a blogger and author of a book titled Shadow in the Dark. And she's going to give us snippets of that book. And who is this person that I'm talking about? She is Vanessa Bless Nordzi. Please welcome to Step Out Authors Corner. And you are live on T2I TV UK.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And by the way, it's Nordzi.
Nordzi, yeah?
Yes.
All right, then. I took it the English way. So
Of course.
this is the typical way. Nordzi, yeah? Thanks very much for the correction. How has your day been?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's a Saturday weekend. We usually don't have a lot doing aside the normal chores, but it's been great so far. It's been great so far.
Wow. And we are going to talk about a bit of your life story, and you are going to give us a synopsis of your book titled A Shadow in the Dark. But before I really want to delve into what actually we are going to talk about, who is Vanessa Nordzi in your own words?
Vanessa is just a young lady with an ambitious dreams of changing the world using her gifts as a writer. That is basically how I can summarize it. I'm from a family of 5. I'm the oldest, and it's just been like that, trying to battle through life, battle through work and everything, just to make it in life. You know.
Do you really think we use our gift enough? A lot of people are using their gift. Do you think we are really always having that mindset that we can use our gift to change the world?
When you say gift, it has so many meanings, connotations. Actually, gifts can be anything else. And what I would say is a lot of people have not discovered their gift yet. They haven't discovered what they are good at. So they end up in all kinds of situations and they are doing all kinds of things. And by the time they realize their gift, they are heading to 60s, and it would have been too late. But then it was, if they are able to discover their gift at an early stage, it helps them. So the gifts, a lot of us have it, but some have not, majority have not discovered it yet. That is why you see a talented young man who is good with the fixing of shoes and all that. You see him as an accountant somewhere messing up big time. But when he comes home and he wants to fix his friend's shoes, he does it so perfectly. That is his gift. But unfortunately, he doesn't know that. And because maybe he's chasing after money and other things, he finds himself in other areas. So basically, that's it. We are not utilizing our gifts at all.
Wow. So when did you realize that you can write?
Well, I have been someone that liked to read. I started reading at a tender age. So sometimes when I'm bored or when I'm tired or something, I just take a pen and a paper and I scribble something down. And that was something I continually did till I got to senior high school. And then I started writing these short stories, and my English tutor, Madam Rita, God bless her wherever she is, she got interested and realized that I had this rare, ability to just write stories. And she told me that if I paid attention to it, I'd go far. So basically, I knew I had it, but then my tutor helped me discover it.
So does it mean that discovering it is sometimes very difficult?
It is. It is very difficult, especially if you don't have the right people around you to help you understand yourself. I've always been that student that will sit at the back of the class, just minding my business, not even talking to anyone. It took my teacher to read a script I wrote to understand that no, this girl, even though she comes to class, she doesn't talk, but there is something more about her. So if not for him, probably I would have been in the financial world or maybe doing something else. It took help for me to know that I'm good at this. This is my gift. This is my talent. So if you don't have the right people in your circle, you will always mess up. You will always end up in things that you're not supposed to do.
So the key word is that surround yourself with like-minded people.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
sometimes our parents also should contribute a lot. If you're a parent and you're able to discover your child's talent or your child's ability to do things in a different way, rather than criticize them, you should encourage them. If you have a son and instead of he playing football with his friends, you find him sitting somewhere breaking your blender and refixing it. You, instead of getting angry at him, you should try to know why is he trying to break the blender or whatever machine you have, and he's trying to refix it. It is something in him. Or you buy a toy from him. Instead of he just playing with the toy, he just scatters it and then refixes it back. That is how we help these kids grow. We nurture their gifts and we nurture their talents.
Wow. But there is one thing about identifying your talent and one thing about harnessing it.
Yeah.
How did you harness your talent to the extent of becoming a blogger and an author? Because it takes a lot to really harness it. How did you do yours? And what are you going to tell anybody that is in that stage of they have identified their talent, but harnessing it is very difficult?
If I tell you that I thought I would be a blogger or a writer today, I'll be a big liar. When I started life, I had no idea I was going to be a blogger, I was going to be a writer, nothing. I had no idea of that. What I was doing, I was just writing for the fun of it. If I'm going through any emotional stress, whatever, that was my best way of handling my emotional stress or whatever. But I didn't know it was a talent. So when I was done with my service, I was looking for jobs. I did several jobs until I started blogging with a company. Then I realized I was good at it. I didn't know I was good with blogging until I started. So there are some things that I initially, when I even got the job offer, I was contemplating blogging, like what is blogging, what's the big deal? And we hear so many things about bloggers, so many unpleasant things. But then when I took that step, I said, okay, let me give it a try. I tried, and believe me, it has been a tremendous journey. So when you have the gift, sometimes you might be met with the most difficult situation that you can't even fathom, but it's all about taking the step, going out of your comfort zone, doing something that under normal circumstances you won't do. You have to be able to stand your ground and say, okay, this is the business I've always felt. I am good with maybe making nails or doing something, or even doing playing around with colors. Maybe you're an artist. Try it. Go or even read about it. Read about art. Read about colors. Read about how to blend them. So when you have it, you have to train yourself as well. You have to train yourself to be able to make it something unique because there are so many artists in the world. What is so special about yours?
If you are watching us for the first time, we want to encourage you to share this for somebody to have an opportunity. Trust me, it's going to be a very engaging, and I know she's already started giving us some headline points. So please share this for somebody to have an opportunity. Also like our page on Facebook, that is T2ITV UK, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And somebody might listen to this interview and their life might change. So please share this for us. But there is one thing I've realized in your conversation, and that is you were just doing what you love doing without even thinking about money. Now, let me tell you this. When it comes to talent, there are some people, they are not able to maximize their talent just because they identify their talent today and the next day they want to see money. What are you going to tell those people?
Believe me, as the writers are the lowest earning people in the world, people don't usually pay attention to writers. But then again, these are people who bring out the emotions into into writing. So if you have a talent and you are expecting to become a multi-millionaire within a few minutes or a few seconds just because you have the talent, you are kidding. You have to do, because there are so many. The fact that I'm a writer doesn't mean there are other writers. You have to make yourself unique. You have to make yourself different from others. There are so many musicians in the world. But then what makes Beyonce different from Shatta Wale is something small. So you have to, Shatta Wale, when he comes, Shatta Wale is in Ghana, everybody knows Shatta Wale, everybody, but you have to ask yourself, when you mention Shatta Wale abroad, do people know him that well? You have to always stand out. Even as a child, when I was, I think, 11 years, I heard about Beyonce, I knew about Beyonce, I heard about her songs. That is because she has managed to penetrate the global world and try to identify herself and make herself different from others. So if you want to follow the crowd, you want to just do what everybody is doing, you won't make it. And for money, believe me, money is very important, but it shouldn't be your motivation to start anything. If you want to become a writer because you want to have money, you are starting on the wrong note. Start because it is what you have been gifted with. Start because you want to change a life, or you want your book to get to someone, just for someone to read it and be like, okay, this person has done this. Start because you want to, maybe you have an idea of creating a phone. Start because you want to help someone out there. If we change our mind, the way we train our minds, that is how we are going to make it. Because I bet you KFC and all these big companies, they didn't start with the intention of making money. If that was the case, they would have ended up when they were making zero. Jeff Bezos and co, for them to become billionaires today, they'll tell you about all the times that they started with zero, with no money at all. But they didn't give up because they had they had a vision. So as a person, if you want to just start because you want to make money, quick money, there, you are wrong. You are wrong. So money shouldn't be a motivation to start anything.
Wow. It's quite interesting because you see, talent is something that nowadays is now coming out because we've seen a lot of people using their talent. And to be honest, some of them are really making an impact. And trust me, even the returns on their investment is so high. I always say this, that nobody kicks a football today and gets paid the next day.
Definitely.
You can kick a football 1 billion times and you still haven't made a peso or a dime. Yeah. The idea is that you are developing yourself, that over time you become valuable for people to invest in you. Now, developing yourself is very difficult. Yeah. How are you able to really be consistent in terms of your talent development? Because consistency is what makes you an expert in a particular area. I believe that in our generation, there are so many distractions that really prevents us to be consistent.
Yeah.
How are you able to do it in your own small way to be consistent?
Well, they say that action speaks louder than words. But I don't even trust that. I believe in patterns. So if you are someone that you know that, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to be a writer. You can't just start writing, then all of a sudden you are in a financial world, then you say, no, financial world is not helping me. You are in the oil world, all because you're looking for something that you can't find. But if you start with this, your writing, I'm actually focusing on writing because I'm a writer. I want to be a writer. I've gotten other opportunities to work in other companies, but I didn't work out. Believe me, I tried. It didn't work out. Then I had to go back to square one and I had to go back to my books and be like, no, Vanessa, you are treading the wrong path. This is what you were born to do. And when I'm writing, it's so effortless. I don't process the words in my head. I just take type and everything just flows smoothly. So something like that, if you are doing it confidently, persistently, and you create a pattern for yourself. Once you've created that pattern for yourself and you focus on it, it's like trying to draw. Even those artists who draw, they have a pattern they follow. There's a particular pencil they use for a certain art. There's a particular color they use for a certain art. So they don't just go about mixing things. So you have to, they are very consistent. You can see them and you know that, okay, this art is good, this art is, they can draw different arts, but you can feel the consistency in all of them. That is because they are focused. They have trained themselves to I'll say to like close their minds to the distractions around you. One of the biggest distraction is money in this world. And I know it's kind of weird saying it, but then when you are focused on money, believe me, you can forget you even have a talent. You can forget you have a gift that you are supposed to nurture and be chasing after something that is can just come and go. It's unfortunate, but yeah, persistency. You have to it's not discipline yourself. Yeah, I think the word is discipline yourself to be persistent. We procrastinate a lot. Oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it next week. And at the end of the day, you totally forget.
Yes.
And we as young people, we are looking for so many things at a go that we tend to even forget what matters. That is it.
Because you made mention of procrastination.
Yeah.
And I just posted something on Facebook just yesterday. Was it a day before yesterday? And I was going for my normal jogging. I didn't know it was raining. So when I stepped out, it was raining. And two things came into my head. Do I postpone or do I go?
Yeah.
I said I have to go because in my calendar today I have to run. So I stepped in the rain and I ran and I came back.
You see what the persistency has made you do?
Of course. You see, but everybody had two options: to postpone or to go for it.
Yeah.
And the rain is just a distraction, right? And in life, there are so many distractions in life, and that includes the rain. Now, that distraction, if I postpone, tomorrow it will not be rain, but it's going to be tender.
Yeah.
And I still have to postpone. The next day, it could not be rain, but it will be because of another reason. So the point is that you have to focus on what you are doing.
Definitely.
Until you are able to focus, there is no way you can succeed. Now, aside all this focusing and everything, you need to also understand the industry that you are in.
Of course.
How were you able to understand the industry you are in? That look, if I do A, it is going to lead me to this. A lot of people want to operate in an industry, but they don't even understand the industry.
Well,
what's your take on that?
Definitely, as I'm here, I'm still learning because the world is changing. We are experiencing new things. New technologies are coming. iPhone 12s are coming. iPhone 15 might even come. So I learn as time goes on. I'm still learning. I haven't completely understood how the whole system works. I'm still learning. But then what I do is when you are using a particular format and then you realize how the format is going, you don't have to sit on the fence. You don't have to be those people that you don't follow them. I'm not saying you should follow the crowd, but then you have to go with how technology is gradually moving. Look, you are far away from me. I am here. Yet we are conversing as if we are sitting in an enclosed area.
Yes.
But someone somewhere would never trust this technology and give 105 reasons why this technology is bad. Such a person would never move forward in life. So as you're growing, you have to make sure that you are able to adjust yourself. But by adjusting yourself doesn't mean conforming to it. There are so many things happening now in this world that is not good. That when you hear about it in the news, that when you watch it, you are just in awe, like you are shocked. But as someone who wants to move with the world, you have to move with it, but it doesn't mean you have to practice what they are doing. For example, as I'm here, I don't believe in my background doesn't make me know that okay, two men are supposed to marry. That is my background. That is my background. But the world, it's gradually becoming accepted. They call it the LGBT community. So the fact that I don't support them doesn't mean that when one of them comes to me for a job opportunity and the person is qualified, I'll be like, nah, you don't go with what I believe in, so I'm not going to give you the job. No. So I am accepting him, but it doesn't mean I'm using his sexuality or whatever against him. So that is how I'm also moving with the world, but I am not conforming to it. I don't know if it makes sense.
I really understand what you are saying. Now I'm now transitioning into the book, and the title of your book is a shadow in the dark.
Yeah.
And look, I've read the book and I've gone through, and look, you are an amazing talent.
Thank you.
That the world should see. But I want to ask you this. You are living in Ghana, you are living in Accra, you are living in Africa.
Yeah.
There is a saying that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. Do you think this statement, has it changed? And do you think that being a writer on a continent at this time, this 21st century, do you think it's possible to break through? Because do you see that people now love reading, or that statement is false?
This statement, it's a very delicate issue. The reason why I'm saying that is because even in the past, people didn't like reading. There are those who are naturally like me. There's no book I'll see lying randomly and I'll not be curious to want to know what its content is. But there are people that will never read. And that is our Ghanaian culture. Believe me, our Ghanaian culture, when it comes to reading, it's like you are literally forcing them. As a blogger, I experience that a lot. You write a story, and people just look at the headline and start commenting. They start bashing you as you, the blogger. They start bashing whoever the story is about without actually opening it to see the content of the story. So this culture, we are no longer, we don't even need to hide it in books. Even online, they won't read it. But then again, there are so many book clubs in Ghana now that I recently discovered, which is pretty much amazing. They are trying to instill that reading culture in young people. So once you develop the culture at a tender age, by the time you grow, you would want to read more. So far, I would say that 40% we have improved. 40%. Ghana precisely. We have our reading culture has improved by 40%. We are still trying to get there. And as a writer, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. It's difficult to succeed as a writer in Ghana, here in Africa to be precise, where zero attention is given to books, but it is not impossible. So I wouldn't say, though I know that the struggles will come, the books might go, people might even buy it and not even know the content of it. But then again, I believe that I can still make it out there. It will not be on a silver platter. If I'm looking to be a billionaire due to writing, that is something that is not part of my dreams now. But I hope my dream right now is to change and transform lives, to make people understand that there is a different style of living that has to do with books. Books, reading, I don't know, it's not that difficult. Right? You take a book, you are bored, instead of just going on social media and just typing, ranting, and you just take a book, you read it, and it calms you down. That is a secret most people don't know. Books, depending on the type of books you are reading anyway, there are ways books calm you down. And nowadays, people are going digital with their books, which is what I've also done, so that those who can't even have the hard copies and be reading, they can easily access it on their phones wherever they are, and just also enjoy reading it. But for the reading culture in Ghana, still that statement still holds. When you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. Maybe in 10 or 20,000 years to come. Oh, shit. But for now, it's still like that. Our reading culture is so poor. It's so bad. I was even thinking with the influx of social media, like it would increase. But as a blogger, when I post a story and I read through the comments, it becomes so clear that these people did not even open the link to know the content of whatever you have put in there. So the reading culture, it's still like that, but gradually we are learning. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I,
Fingers crossed.
I call them the headline readers. And
Yeah, readers.
yeah, and I agree totally with you. People don't really read the article that is written. They look at the headline and they start commenting. Because sometimes headline and the content is a way, there's a catchphrase for people to follow. So people don't really, and it's quite it's quite sometimes stressful
Yeah,
when you realize that people don't take their time. The question is, if you haven't read it, why do you comment?
exactly. That exactly. They
Why?
want to see it.
Yeah, and I think it's sad, but I think you are in the better position now to change the mindset of people.
Of course, definitely.
And I know it's difficult, but as you said, it's still
It's not impossible.
yes,
It's difficult, but it's not impossible.
yes. So how difficult was it when you wanted to start to write your Facebook?
This actually, as I said, writing is something that I don't think about when I'm putting words together. It is my most gift that I feel so comfortable in. So I started when I got to tertiary level 200. I went to Ghana Institute of Journalism, by the way, the best school in the world. But we were given an assignment to produce a book in 20 days. A lot of my colleagues found it challenging, but for me, it was easy. I had already started writing a story as a leisure, as something. I didn't even think I was going to publish it. But when our lecturer came in, he says he's giving us a span of 20 days to produce a book. Oh my goodness, that was just it. I just went, developed what I had started writing, and then I finished 3 days to the deadline. And after we submitted the assignment, and I was done with school, I just went to my laptop and I was reading through. I looked at it and said, "This story, if I develop it, it was around 50 pages by then." So I just said, "Okay, what if I develop this content?" Then ideas started popping up, and my ideas come at the wee hours of the night. Sometimes 1 a.m., sometimes 2 a.m. I can just be asleep, and then all of a sudden, ideas will just pop in my mind, and I just get up and type it on my computer, or if I have a pen and a paper close, I just write it out. So ideas pop into my mind. I put things together, and then I launched it in September. But I had the help of one friend, actually three people. Wow, I have so many people who helped me with this book. The very first person I gave it to read was Raphael Kumako. I gave it to him. He read it. He was amazed. It's like when I meet my friends, they don't see me as a serious person, unfortunately, because I like joking around a lot. But then when he read the book, he said, Vanessa, is this your work? I said, yes. I wanted him to just have a feel of it. He was impressed. I gave it to another friend, my Tete. He also read it. And then I gave it to my best friend, Catherine. She looked at it. She said, no, we have to launch this book. We have to make this book a global book. So she has been with me throughout the printing, throughout the launching, and even putting it on Amazon. She has been tremendous in helping me put all these things together. And believe me, if you want to do something and you think, oh, you have all the ideas in your head, you will fail. Ghana people, no, let me not even say Ghana people, black man, we like the selfish mentality too much. We are too selfish to even seek for help because we are afraid that the other person is going to steal their ideas. It's because of the kind of world we are living in. But then the kind of people you surround yourself with, you have to know that if Jeff Bezos had started his business and wanted to work alone, do you think he would have been Jeff Bezos? If what's his name, Mark Zuckerberg wanted to start his business and work alone, would he have been giving us this platform to use? You have to make people around you feel comfortable to work with you, share ideas. and united, believe me, we will go far. We have to stop that I don't care spirit. We have to stop that selfish spirit, and then try to work with other people. We are too selfish, and it's heartbreaking. Believe me, you meet people that have ideas and you want to help them. All of a sudden, they just shut down because they feel that, oh, if I give you this idea, you're going to steal it. You're going to use it for your own personal use or whatever. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. This world, and we just have to reprocess our mind or something. I think we have to go back to default settings.
Yeah, I call it the mindset revolution, and it is about
Yeah.
time. Yes, we will
Definitely.
change our mindset. But there is one statement that you made that you cannot get to the top alone. You need people around you.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, a lot of people are very defensive just because probably the experiences that they have had.
Of course.
And that one has really caused them to really shut down in terms of not really allowing people in their circle to support them. Now, how can you select the right people to really help you in any vision that you have?
I'm a strong Christian. I believe the Holy Spirit will guide you. Just as the Holy Spirit will guide you, don't forget the devil is also working. So the devil can also lead you to the wrong person. But then again, I believe that as a human being, there is one thing I read from this month's book, T.D. Jakes. It's called Instincts. I read his book titled Instinct. And we have our instincts that helps us to be able to tell who a person is right from the start. You know, when you meet someone, your spirit just doesn't connect with them. These are people that your instincts is telling you, no, do not go ahead with this, do not go ahead. But these days, we are so occupied with so many things that we literally shut off our instincts that it doesn't work anymore, but it's there. We just need to open up and remove all the distractions, all the cohesion in our heads to start listening to our instincts. So if you are not a Christian, if you are not a Muslim or whatever, you are not a spiritual person, you have your instincts are there to also help you. So you meet someone, if the person is going to do you harm, your instinct will prompt you. Your instinct will prompt you by making you feel weird around the person. You don't even feel like opening up to that person. Like you even get so many I'll say signals as to why that person is not good for you. That is how come you see people getting married to the wrong people, and then after 2 minutes of marriage, they are already tired. I'm saying 2 minutes because it's literally happening. Like you meet the person, you are attracted to something else, but then there is something deep within you telling you that no, don't go. And if you're a Christian like me, the Holy Spirit will direct you, it will guide you. So if you wake up in the morning and you say, God, I'm going to do this business and I need you to help me with people or sponsors or how do you call it, destiny helpers, you pray to God before you step out. Do you think God will not listen to your prayers? He will. So we have to make the Holy Spirit our focus in everything we do and our instinct as well. It's about time we shut off social media for like, I think because most of the time I blog with my phone, I get tired on my phone. I can just turn my phone off and just go the whole day. Like I don't want the cohesion and everything from Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram is just too much for me. That information I'm feeding is just so I just turn it off. And if you see my shelf, I have a ton of books I'm reading. These are just novels, by the way, but I just picked one. And once I start reading it, it relaxes me. It makes me focus. So it helps me train my instincts to be sharp. But these days, social media is the consumption of social media has become so much that we forget even our families, our friends, the people that we claim to care about. So yeah, you have to let the Holy Spirit and your instincts guide you.
Now, when I read your book and I looked at the storyline, there is only one thing I can think about you because your book is a fiction.
Yeah.
And that is your creativity and imagination beyond understanding. How are you able to really have that imagination just to put such a story together? Because the first time I told you that this book is a movie,
Yeah.
and this book should be acted by Hollywood stars.
Yeah, you told me, I remember.
How are you able to be so creative and have that imagination to put such a storyline together?
Well, I take inspirations from normal things. For example, as we're chatting now, there will be something you say. It might not come to me now, but in the wee hours of the night, and ideas will just start popping in my head. Sometimes I'm even going to town, and then I'm sitting in a commercial vehicle, and then there are people conversing, or there is the conductor is having an argument with someone. I pick something from there. So I pick inspiration from the ordinary things around me, and then I put it together. I've always had this situation is don't be predictable in life. Don't be too predictable. So I put that don't be too predictable in my artwork. When I'm writing, I don't want people to be to be able to predict it. I want to give you that, like you want to know what is gonna happen, what is gonna happen. I want to give you that time to also think, relax, and think about what you are reading. You are not just reading it, but you are consuming it. You are trying to think like me. I can't remember one of the reviews I got from an author was like she wants to borrow my brain for a few minutes because she doesn't understand how I process information. She wants to put this piece together. But then again, I can't remember my MC during the lunch coffee day. He said something to me. He was like, when he read the book, he could compare it to the severe tail of a lizard, a fresh, like when you cut a lizard freshly, see the tail will just be hovering around. He said that was how the book was. The way he started, he thought he could just predict the end. But as he was going, things kept on changing. Things kept on changing. So sometimes the way I process my thoughts, or before I speak something, I don't just go about and say anything. I pick inspiration from my around. I take my time. Sometimes I have a hideout. My hideout. Sometimes I can even go to the beach on Mondays. It is an odd day because I feel that most people don't go to the beaches on Monday. But it's a good day for me because there's less people there. I go there just to make my brain, think of something like what is different about this. Maybe we're talking about the painting behind you. To me, it's not just a painting. It carries a story. It's a coconut tree. There's a heart. What is it telling me? What is different? What can I put together to make this painting come alive?
Wow.
That is just me.
Wow. I might say that you are just a talent that the world needs to see.
Thank you.
See, and I think that is some of us our work to make sure that the world hears you. Because I'm just imagining, to be honest, I'm just imagining that if you were born in the States or you were living in Europe.
Oh my goodness! Believe me, I will be somewhere else and be enjoying my life.
You see, we are now living in a global space.
Of course,
that you don't need to be at a point A to really make influence. That is why I'm sitting in London and you are sitting in Accra and we are having
we are having a conversation.
So I think there is something special about you. Do you know? Because a lot of people who are very talented sometimes don't even know they are very talented. And I think I read somewhere else that one of the managers at Barcelona said Messi does not even know how good he is. So he is even training harder every day.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you really know yourself that you are too good.
Oh, I can never say I'm too good. I can never say that. But I know myself well enough to know my strengths. So if I'm able, and all these things, I did it through self-examination. Like once in a while, as a human being, you have to remove yourself from the world. Like leave your phones, leave everything, go somewhere and self-examine yourself. And that is how what I do most often, just to understand how I operate. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What can I do differently? And when I do this, what consequences is it going to have? Then, as I said, I didn't know I was good at writing until I started. I didn't know I could even blog until I started. So sometimes, until you start something, you never know. I worked in a company. Oh my goodness, it was a terrible experience. Then I just knew that no, this is not me. But then when I started blogging, when I started writing, it was so effortless. It was so effortless. When I'm writing, the words would just be flowing. It's just like, someone is pouring cold water on you in a very hot weather. That is how I feel when I'm writing. So I'm good at what I do. And I'm day in, day out. I'm still learning to be better than what I was yesterday. Because I'm sure that an article I wrote last year, January, when I take it now and I want to rewrite it, it will definitely change. There will be something different about it.
Wow.
I won't use the same maybe English or style of writing because I keep learning, I keep reading, I try to understand myself more. And I listen to inspirational people as well.
I always say that a lot of people are begging in life just because they haven't identified their talent.
Of course, definitely, that's true.
And there is one thing I always say, that talent is God made, education is man made.
Yes.
And the best thing that can happen to any man is to have education that is linked to their talent.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in life, like for me, for example, if I sit down and I'm in my elements writing, and let's say I start writing 10 p.m. and I'm flowing by the time I realize it's 6 a.m.
Wow.
Why? Because I love to do it.
Yeah.
And it comes so natural. You don't struggle.
Of course.
And that is why a lot of people are struggling in life just because they haven't identified their talent. It's like me coming to sit here to interview you.
Yeah.
It comes so natural to me. I don't really struggle. But it has taken me time, 10 years to get here, to transition. I remember when I started radio about 10 years ago. When I'm coming to even interview you, I will set about 50 questions because I don't want to get out of questions.
Oh my God.
But today, I can do a freestyle and we can have a very good conversation. So I always tell people that, as you said, until you start, you will never know.
Yeah.
And that is encouragement for everyone here. Doors only open if you start.
Of course.
Nobody gives an opportunity to someone if they are idle.
Yeah.
Until you start, that is where doors open.
Of course.
And you don't wait to get everything until you start.
Yeah.
So if you can write, what you need is your computer and your pen. Start writing.
Even if you don't have a computer, get a pen and a paper. You
Writing.
only get it for two Ghana cedis.
Of course.
You can get a pen and a paper, start scribbling things down. You don't need, if you don't have a laptop. See, when we didn't even have our personal laptops and those things, we go to the cafe, we pay for time, scribble things down, print it, come home, read through.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Of course. So get your pen, start writing.
Yeah.
And I think it's something, I think apart from your book writing, there is one thing you also have to focus on. I think you should get an NGO that is going to focus on helping children or young people to have the passion to read. And I think it's something that is going to also make a lot of impact.
Actually, I'm working on a project. It's still in the pipeline with a friend. And we are trying to help more young girls get into writing and reading. These days, when you talk about writers, people don't usually, think women. They are still focused on the men and all that. And we are trying to break barriers. We are trying to help young women and even young men as well. As long as you have the talent, we want to create book clubs in the various senior high schools to, create that reading ambience. Even when I was in senior high school, we started a club and it was called Creative Writers Club. I was the editor in chief there. So I was usually editing poems and people's writers, and I was helping them develop themselves. And I'll be glad, I am happy that at least I did something when I was in school. So we are still putting ideas together to make this something to make this NGO. We haven't. I was saying right now we are like 10%. So gradually we are growing, and then by the time we are done with this whole election and this whole COVID wahala, everything, we would have been able to put enough ideas and get the necessary sponsors to make it. So this book, I don't just want to be the only writer. Definitely, I want to help a lot of young people who have the talent but haven't discovered it yet. I want to help them. I want them to discover their talent, and I want them to change their mindset from that. I want to do this because I want money. I want to do this because I want money. I want to change that narrative that not everything is about the money. We have to start something, and we want to start because we want to transform someone's life. We want to, if we are able to help as many people as we can, there will be less poor people in this world. Believe me. If we make ourselves, even as young as we are, with the little pennies we have, we help. I belong to another NGO that we'll be having a program in January. We help the less privileged in society. We are just like, so our salaries are not even up to a certain, but we feel that there are people out there who need us. So with the little monies we have, we don't have any sponsors here. We are doing everything totally out of our pockets. But I feel that every small drop of water makes a mighty ocean. So if 10 of us want to transform a particular village, and there's another 10 people want to transform a particular village, and we stop being the selfish people we are, believe me, in the next 10 years, there will be less street children and there will be less poor people out there. That is
Wow.
the reason for now.
Wow. I just want us to delve into your book briefly, but
Yeah.
before we go on, I've got some comments here. Katrina says, I'm live with you, go girl. Abraham Amate says, Amma, I am watching you live. Rock Boy TV says, word. Abraham Amate says, I love your vim. Keep it up. God is your helper. Then Opare Bia says, go girl. Lawrence Siedu says, brilliant interview. He also says, uniqueness, well said. He also says, money should never be a motivation, so true. Henry Nofosu Sapon says, I love your composure. Lawrence Siedu comes back and says, Oscar, I just love that. Should I go or postpone? You did go. This is nothing but focus and determination. Then Herino Fosu Sapon said, yes, she is. Very amazing talent. Then Lawrence Siedu comes back to say, change and transform lives. Wow. You sure do know your purpose in life, and we are so proud of you. Lawrence comes back to say, Oscar, that is our culture for you. Read only headlines and not actually read. Then he comes back to say, duty calls, so have to bounce. But please let us share her details. Let us support the vision, guys. And God richly bless us all. Amazing program. Thank you. I will share the details with you. Then Kekili Millicent says, so much proud of you, says. Then Mercy Amwa says, go girl, you are destined for greatness. And Kekili comes back to say, sis, you are.
Kekeli. It's an hour name. Kekeli.
Yes, Kekili Millicent.
Wow.
Yeah. So now let's go to your book, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want you to give everything out in terms of your book.
Yeah, sure.
So summarize to us, Shadow in the Dark. What is all about?
Shadow in the Dark is about two sisters who accidentally discover a deadly secret about their family. And now they are torn between trying to help their family and also save the world. The secret they have discovered can save the world, but can also harm their parents. So they are caught in between. And it has a little bit of drama, a little bit of comedy, a little bit of tears, emotions, love, everything inside. You know, when you're preparing a pot of soup and you want everything to be inside, yeah, that's how Shadow in the Dark is. It's a book that when you pick to read, you will never ever forget it. Like you would want to read more. You'd want to understand it. You would want to you don't want to leave it. One of the comments someone told me was when she took the book, she's someone who takes maybe 3 or 4 days to finish reading a book. But once she started, she didn't want to stop. So Shadow in the Dark is the book that when you start reading, you wouldn't want to stop, you wouldn't want to put it down. And it has everything Ghanaian in it. I try to blend the cultures a little bit, But believe me, everything there is fiction. There is nothing real. Everything is purely fiction out of my brain. So if you see any name that you think is someone personally, it's a pure coincidence. Any familiar events or anything you say is a pure coincidence because everything there is basically pure fiction.
Wow. Shadow in the Dark.
Shadow in the Dark. Yeah.
Wow. I think I will go back to my sponsors. When I come back, you tell us where people can get the book,
Sure.
and you're going to put your contact details too. All right. So this program is sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy. That is your business training and consulting firm, and that is for all your business training needs. Consult Train to Inspire Consultancy, and also they work with schools, colleges, and universities in terms of the personal development of students. Then also ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ALS says if you are stranded at the port, call them and they will sort you out. Also ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. ZPay just launched their mobile money USSD code, and that is *270#. Just dial it on your phone and register for ZPay mobile money. Then Wheels for Sure, your car leasing for every credit. Wheels for Sure says that it doesn't matter your credit, you can drive out of the garage with a car of your choice. If you are living in the United Kingdom, I want you to contact Wheels for Sure if you want a car of your choice, but you don't have the right credit history. When you call them, code T2Y2020, especially in COVID-19, where you want to avoid public transport, but you don't have the right credit to drive out of the garage with the car of your choice. If you want to contact any of them, their numbers are scrolling on the screen. Talk to them and they will sort you out. I always say, if you say you got it from T2I TV UK, you are more likely to get a good deal. And also, if you want to sponsor any of our shows, you are more than happy to do so. Now, I want to really thank anybody that is watching us. Please, if you are watching us for the first time, we will encourage you to really like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, we want you to share this for somebody to have an opportunity to really watch this show. This book is an amazing book that everyone should get this book. Now, Vanessa, if somebody wants to get this book, where are they going to get it? And can you put your contact details too out there?
Sure, definitely. If you want a copy of Shadow in the Dark, you can contact me on 0549 483972, or you can just email me at vbnbooks@gmail.com. Also, it is available on Amazon Kindle at a cool price. And for those of us in Accra, there are copies at AUCC, and you can also go there and then get a copy.
Wow. A shadow in the dark.
Shadow in the Dark.
And I think it's quite an interesting story, and I think you are an amazing talent.
Thank you.
What does the future hold for Vanessa?
I'm actually working on my second book, and it's okay. If Shadow in the Dark blew your mind, then the next one it will explode your brains.
Wow.
So I'm working on it, and it will also be out very, very soon. For now, I just want to promote Shadow in the Dark to go as far as it can go. I want it to penetrate to our senior high school because growing up, when I went to senior high school, one of the writers who inspired me was Peggy, the late Peggy Opon. She was also called Margaret Sappho. Her real name is Margaret Sappho, but she wrote as Peggy Opon. Her books were all over in senior high schools, and I've read all her books. Believe me, I'm that crazy about her. And she has always inspired me. So I want my books to also penetrate our various senior high schools in Ghana, and then we can so that someone can also read it and get inspired, and then hopefully with the things we are going to work out with my friend, will be able to help as many people as we can to discover their talent and then help them grow.
Briefly, your last word to anyone that is watching and anyone that aspires to be a writer and anyone that is demotivated, anyone that they have not been able to really identify their talent. What is your last word to them?
One thing I would say is always expect nothing and appreciate everything. Live in the moment. Appreciate the little things that makes life interesting. Stop focusing on what you didn't have, what you could have, and focus on what you have. That is one thing that I'll say to those out there. And then another thing is, if you want to be a writer, don't say, oh, I don't have a laptop, I don't have. Take a pen and a paper, scribble your thoughts down. Go to the cafe, pay roughly five Ghana cedis. Write it, type whatever you have, or let those who are there, if you are not good with machines, let those who are there to help you scribble it down. Read through, give it to someone you trust. Excuse me. Give it to someone you trust to read through and then help you like develop it. And I also believe that sometimes our background it sort of shapes us, it influences us to where we are, but then we are responsible for where we want to be. So if you say that, oh, I slept in a kiosk growing up, my parents didn't help me, I didn't have money, whatever, whatever, so you are going to just sit there and then watch it, you are just going to be stuck. But instead, take charge of your life. If you have to sell, me, I have sold in Cantamanto before. It's not something that is a big deal. Just don't be embarrassed to go for what you are looking for. Put everyone aside, because at the end of the day, whether you do something good or bad, people will talk. Do what your heart tells you, and the most important of it all, make when everything you do, put God first. If you put God first, your life will be amazing. You will not, when the challenges come, you'll find God will help you overcome these challenges. And and the last thing, don't make money your priority. If you make money your priority in this life, ah, wahala for you.
If you make money your priority, wahala for you.
Wahala for you.
And all that Vanessa is trying to say is that learn to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
I always say that if you know you can sing, the only big asset you have is your voice. Start singing like nobody's business.
Yeah.
You don't need to dress in nice suit before you sing. You don't need to have that nice car before you start singing. Start singing like nobody's business. And that is the only way over time you can have that nice suit and have that nice car. Because you see, the byproduct of your hard work is that doors open for you. And it will reach a time in any talent development, it reaches a time that you create value. I always say, I said this earlier, that nobody pays a footballer when they kick their first football.
Yeah.
But when you start playing the football and they realize that you are now of value, that is why somebody will come and say, I want to buy you for 20 million pounds. So that 20 million pounds will not come if you don't really work hard. There is one thing that Usain Bolt said that I like so much. He said the 10 seconds race is the easiest. Yeah. But working hard for 4 years for that 10 seconds race is the most difficult. Many of us don't work we don't want to work for the 4 years.
No, we want
to enjoy the 10 seconds with stardom. It never happens. So you need to work hard so that when the opportunity comes, you will be on top of everyone.
Definitely.
Vanessa, it's been wonderful having you.
I've enjoyed. I enjoyed.
Yes. And I hope when your second book is around, we will come back for another powerful discussion.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time.
Wow. And everyone that really spent their Saturday with us, we say God richly bless you. But before you leave, like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Is that
I want to say a shout out to a few people.
all right? Then go on.
Yeah, so before I want to say thank you to my parents, my mom. I love you so much, Robert. I love you. And I want to thank my siblings who have been reading my books. And I want to thank you, Catherine. You have been the sister I never had. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank all those who have been sharing my posts, who have been commenting, who have been. I just love you all. God bless you for your genuineness. Amadou, I see you. I love you all. I love you. I just Messi, Myville. I just can't mention all the names. Raphael, all those who have been with me throughout this journey. I just want to say I appreciate you all and God bless you for your tremendous help. And all those who are still looking up to me, I'm praying that you continue to pray for me so that I don't disappoint you, because life is unpredictable sometimes. But I thank you all so much. And God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
God bless everyone, and I want to thank everyone for supporting this platform. We are here every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday. And every Tuesday is where we interview young people between the ages of like 12 to 35 years who are doing amazingly well on the continent of Africa and in diaspora. The idea is that they come in to share their stories to inspire other young people. If today is your first time of being on this platform, never leave this platform. I always say that enough of the comedy and entertainment. It is about time to seek knowledge, get inspiration for you to succeed in whatever you are doing. Vanessa made the statement that which are the people that you surround yourself with. Surround yourself with people on this platform because we bring you people that are doing amazingly well and their stories can inspire you. It can really, now I get so much messages, not only from Ghana, but from other African countries in Europe and America, whose this platform is blessing them. Be part of history. This is a platform for Africans by Africans. We are here to really inspire you. And this platform can only grow if you help us to grow the platform. We always engage in things of entertainment, things of sports, things of comedy. But when it comes to education stuff, very few of us are very interested. We want to change that mindset. But it starts from me and you for us to grow this platform so that we become a powerful hub where people will come and seek knowledge and they are going to get the inspiration and the wisdom, the knowledge for them to build their futures. Africa, it can be possible, but it only depends on you and me for having such discussions. Vanessa telling her story to inspire another writer somewhere. This is going to be on the internet the next 10, 20, 100 years. And one day somebody will watch this and that person also becomes the best-selling author. That is all that we are doing. God richly bless everybody, and we will see you soon on Tuesday. Don't forget, we'll be here on Thursday and Saturday as well. See you, everybody, and God bless you.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2I TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week. Like T2I TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2I TV, we engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.